Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to discuss about data analysis. So, what is a data analysis, or what is the process of data analysis? What process you need to follow as a data analyst? Then, what are the different types of data? Then, data analysis tools. Then, what are the different types of industries in the market that hires data analysts, and what next? Even after becoming a data analysis, even after going through the course, what you can do, or what is the future scope for data analyst? These all things will be discussed here in this video. Okay, so here you can find the definition that what is the data analysis. So data analysis is a process. Okay, in every industry where data is generated, they need to analyze the data, and whenever they wanted to analyze the data, they need to follow this process. So first they needs to inspect the data, what data they have. After getting some kind of information, or after understanding the data, immediately data needs to be cleaned, then data needs to be transformed, and after transforming the data needs to be modeled. Or what is mean by modeling a data? And with the goal of discovering useful information, means why you need to do all those things. You need to inspect the data, you need to clean the data, you need to transform the data, you need to model the data. But why? To find some information related to business. Okay, what is happening in the business you need to find, and that information will be helpful for the or for the organization, so that they can take a decision that what needs to do. Okay, or what action is required by the organization to avoid some kind of deficiencies. Okay, whatever the problem they were facing. So this is how data analysis can be defined. Okay, so for that you need to understand what is mean by inspecting, cleaning, transformation, and modeling. I will tell you in short. Okay, so it is a process. So first step, data analysis is a process where first step of data analysis is you need to identify this problem statement. What is the problem? Okay, you need to study the data accordingly. Once you know the problem, okay, you have to gather the data. Data analyst, as a data analyst, you have to gather data, you have to collect the data. Data can be from coming from any of the sources. Okay, it depends. So source may be a cloud source, maybe a database source, maybe any text file, any kind of PDF file, any kind of video audio file. Data can be stored in different types of formats or different types of files. Okay, so you have to, as a data analyst, you have to gather the data, you have to collect the data. Once the data is collected, the data will not be in a structured format. Definitely it will not be in structured format like tabular format, right? So you need to transform that data into a table format. For that you can use Excel, you can use Power BI, you can use Python also, and many other tools are there in the marketing to transform the data, to clean the data. Once data is cleaned, you can analyze the data. Okay, analyze means you have to view the data, you have to look for the data, you have to check for the errors. There should not be any errors in your data. Once your data set is completely ready for the analysis, you have to interpret the result. What is mean by interpret? Interpret is nothing but you have to present the data. You can create a bar chart, you can create a pie chart, you can create matrix tables, or any other kind of charts that will give you some kind of information that what is happening in the industry, what is happening, or what is the meaning of that data, what does it try to explain. You have to find out, and then you have to present the data to the management. This is how data analysis process works. Okay, basically data can be anything. Anything is nothing but any kind of information can be treated as a data. And data is divided into the two types. What are the two different types of data? So qualitative data and quantitative data. What is mean by qualitative data? Right. So the data which is used or expressed, which is expressed in the words only, uh, we cannot use numbers for that data. So that kind of data is treated as a qualitative data. Okay. So for example, suppose you give a feedback about your teacher, that is a qualitative data, and that is in words. If someone asks you feedback about their store, that is again qualitative data. So this kind of data means the data which is in words only or in the text format only, that will be treated as a, or that is a type of qualitative data. Then what is a quantitative data? Quantitative data, you can identify, or the name itself represent that quantity we can measure in the numbers and present on the graph, and it can be analyzed through the some statistical methods. Okay. So here data types I have shown in detail. Qualitative data example, here you can see that key responsibility areas of employee or feedback of manager, feedback of any process or types of cars. So you cannot say types of car in number, right? You cannot count that types of, you can count, but definitely you cannot talk about types of car in numbers. So you need text data, and that text data is a qualitative data. Quantitative data is further divided into two types of data. First one is discrete. We can say it as a countable data. The data, or which can be in the form of count or in the form of numbers. Okay. But obviously it is a fix. Okay, not a varying data. So number of student in a class will be fixed. So you can count number of student. You should not measure, right? Measurement is different thing. Whatever the data we can take as a measurement, that data is called continuous data. So we can measure speed, we can measure height, we can measure weight, we can measure length of river. Okay. Instead of length of river, I would like to take another example. That's something called distance between Solapur to Pune, that we can measure that. Annual income, yes, we can measure that, but we cannot measure population of town, right? We have to count. So that data is called discrete data, and the data which is measured, okay, is called continuous data. Now these are the different tools that are used for the data analysis purpose. Excel is a very basic tool and it is very useful. Okay. Most handy tool is obviously Excel. Okay. And then Power BI comes in a picture. Then R programming we can use. Then Python we can use. We can use Tableau and Power BI. Both are similar kind of data analysis tool, BI tools. Then Apache Spark is something that is related to programming like Python, and SAS is again software for statistical analysis. It's a SaaS, software as a service. So like this, many other applications are there in the market, but these are a few important or very popular, I can say very popular tools for the data analysis which are used. Next is, what are the different types of industry required data analysis? So banking and security, obviously banking sector daily on in banking sector we can say that, or we are generating lots of transactions on daily basis, right? Since UPI is coming, peoples are paying digital monies, right? And that is what recorded in the form of data. So in banking sector has a huge amount of data. Similarly, media and entertainment has data. Pharma and healthcare industry has data. Education industry generates data for related to admission, for related to examinations, at CET examination. This kind of manufacturing industry also generates the data. Okay, so it is not necessary that way, since it is a manufacturing industry, so they should not, or they should only generate products, right? But they have a data. What is the product, for making that product? What are the raw materials ordered, right? What is the material delivered? So entire supply chain data in the manufacturing industry can be analyzed. The insurance industry, yes, definitely you can analyze the insurance data. Government also uses data analysis. Okay, and retail and wholesaler, obviously it is related to sales data, so that must need analysis. Right. So these are the industries. So everywhere, any kind of industry needs a data analysis. So data analysis has a bright future. What you can do, if you want to join the company, okay, you can go for the data analysis role. You can find some companies will say data analyst position, some companies will say business analyst, some will prefer MIS executive. These kinds of designations will be there. Sometime companies will post ad as a research analyst, Power BI developer, SQL developer, Python developer. And if you want to do freelancing, yes, definitely you can do freelancing also. Then if you want to update your skills, and if you have, or if you like to go towards the data science, yes, definitely you can go towards data science. You can become a big data engineer with few more learning. You can go for machine learning, you can go for artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is what all about data. Let me put down this. Now I would like to tell you this: what is it data science and what is data analysis. Data science is a very big field, okay, which contain, or which has subcategories into the big data or data engineering, then machine learning, then artificial intelligence, and data analysis is a very basic step. First, for any kind of operation, for machine learning, you need a data analysis. For AI, to build some kind of AI applications, you need a data analysis. Big data obviously required initial phase as a data analysis. So data analysis is the basic for all those things. So you can become, in future you can become a data scientist, okay, by going through the data analysis. So now let's understand in short what does it mean by data analysis. So what you have to do. Okay, let's take, or what is how data analyst will work. So suppose there is a requirement, or you have to analyze the data of any of the school. So definitely there is information about student. So I will say student info, right? This is what the data. When student will take admission into the college, this kind of data will be generated, right? Peoples may fill the form, or sometime it may be an online form, so that data will get submitted in the database. All student related information, what we can say, that student name is there, then roll number will be there, whatever roll number will be assigned, or any unique ID, student ID would be there. Okay, depends upon date of birth, then class, or we can say that address and contact numbers. Like this, many other details will be asked or will be collected. But there is one unique ID in this data, right? Definitely. So I will say student ID, or I will use roll number. So roll number is unique one. So you have a table called student info, where student name, sorry, student roll number is unique ID. Definitely it will be, name can be duplicate, but roll number cannot be duplicate for each student. So you may have a next data set regarding students marks. Okay, this data set will be generated when student attend the exam for any of the subjects. Okay, so these are the subject wise marks I have. So what I will do, I will add one more table here, like this is just a square box is representing table for us, and student marks. So this kind of data you will have. So maybe you will get this data right from another source, that this data you will get. Let me turn this data you will get from office, right? So just a sample, I am telling you how data analysis is going to work, or what is happening there. So this is what coming from office, right? And this is what coming from subject teachers, right? Teachers will be different for different subjects. And now what will happen, you have to analyze this data, you have to study the data first. Okay, what are the different types of fields there in the data, in both of the column. And if needed, you need to perform some kind of operation to clean the data, to transform the data. Here data is already cleaned, data is already in table format, but sometime you may receive a data in XML format, you may receive a data in JSON format. So you need to pass that data, you need to convert the data. Different types of data, formats are there. Okay, you have to convert that data into the tabular format. This is what the first role. Okay, first step of data analysis is that what I discussed. This is not the one. So here you will find the step. Once you know the problem statement, so you have to analyze the data, you have to find who has scored maximum in each of the subject. Okay, this is what the challenge in front of you. So this is what a very simple statement, but this will help you to understand what is the data analysis process. So once you know the problem statement, you need to collect the data. So what you will do as a data analyst, you will collect this data from office, you will collect this data from uh, each of respective teachers, and this kind of data set you will create. Once your data set is ready, data is cleaned and transformed, you need to do modeling. How you need to do modeling, or what is mean by data modeling? So what you can do here, you can find out the relation between these two data. And how to find out the relation between two data? To find out the relation between two data, you need to find the common terms or common field in both the tables. Obviously, here also all the students marks will be referred by, or it may have a student roll number, that is what the unique, that's what we can use for the student identification, right? Here in student marks table, like in my both this data set, I have a roll number, I have a roll number. Suppose what will happen if I don't have roll number here? How can I identify which student has got what marks? Right? We cannot identify it. So that's why we need at least one common field in, and that is unique. That should be a unique field. Okay, then this will help to model the data. So this is what you have to do. You have to find the relationship between two data, what is the common, so that we can combine the table. Based on that, we can combine two different table to analyze the data. This is what data modeling. Okay, here you can see that collect, clean, analyze, or steps. Okay, so here modeling of data or preparation of data is nothing but a modeling of data. Okay, so data modeling I talked. Then what you need to do, once your model is ready, you need to present the data. How to present the data, right? So there are various techniques you can use. Chart, you can prepare chart or something else. You can use pure table in Excel to uh, find out the data, right? But how to find out the data is different. Here we cannot go and prepare the chart to find out something. But if I use the different data set, if I go here, okay, I will show you some kind of analysis where you may have this kind of large data set. And here on this data, someone will ask you, what is the profit? Okay, here what data set we have? This is a or some kind of order and product delivery related data. Here segments, then customer name, customer ID, order date, delivery date, and in which region customer is belongs to, then category, subcategory, product name, these kind of sales quantity, how much quantity was sold, what is the amount, how much discount offered, it is in percentage, okay, and then what is the profit for that order. This kind of data is something what we have. And here someone means stakeholder will ask you, stakeholder from your organization will come and so since this is a sales data, sales manager, we can say that instead of stakeholder, so sales manager will come and ask you data. So sales manager, may we have a different source, sales manager depends upon the region, right? There will be a one manager for south region, west region, then central region, like this. And this sales manager wants to find out how many quantities sold for chair. So what you need to do, you need to create a pivot table. This is what one simple analytics technique, okay. And how to create table, here you can go and I will select, I will say new worksheet, it will add new worksheet. And what I said, region wise you have to find quantity of sales. So what you will do, you will, I'm not going to explain pivot table here, okay. You have, I just wanted to show you how to view the data. So here what I will do, I can show region central, and if I wanted to find the quantity, sum of quantity, so yes, definitely sum of quantity for each of the region I can see, I can say that. And if you want a quantity for chair, right, so you need to go and you need to find out where is chair is in subcategory, so you need to bring subcategory there. So here I will go and there is one more column called subcategory, you can apply in the filter, go here, and this kind of analysis you need to do, you need to filter out and you have to select this chair. And here the person whoever has asked a question that what is a quantity sold for his region, okay, for product chair. So here it is very easily to view the data. This is what a data analyst, this is what the role of data analyst. This kind of presentations you have to create as a data analyst. This is what something we call it as a data interpretation. Interpretation is nothing but it is related to presentation. And if you want to create a chart, yes, you can create a chart on this. So what I will do, I will go here, and here there will be an option called pivot chart, and like this you can create a chart, a very simple chart I have created, okay, which shows the west region has more quantity which is sold for chair. And this is what a data interpretation, this is what a data presentation, and this is what the entire process of data analysis. So data analysis, whoever will be a person who is working as a data analyst, he has to gather data, he has to collect the data, okay. And once the data is collected, he has to clean the data, transform data, make the data presentable, then he has to analyze the data, and based on that data, whatever the data the data analyst has presented, stakeholders will take decision for their next step or for their next target. This is what all about data analysis. I hope this session was helpful for you, and thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day.